Gaming Bolt presents 15 games that turned out to be nothing like their pre-launch trailers. A game's trailer is incredibly important. They inform the player base and can raise hype substantially. Sometimes a game's initial trailer is nothing like the final release. This isn't necessarily bad, but it does represent a bit of false advertising in the games industry. Here are 15 games that were nothing like their pre-launch trailers. Watch Dogs E3 2012 Demo. The gameplay displayed in the E3 2012 demo of Watch Dogs can be found in the game, but in an altered, reduced form. The graphics are downgraded, the hacking abilities have less of an effect on the world around you, and the multiplayer teased at the end of the trailer is barely included. It had so much promise and failed to deliver on it. The sequel did a better job, but it was too little, too late. Killzone 2 E3 2005 trailer. The first Killzone isn't nearly as good as the games that came after it, but it still served as a good base. However, what may mar some fans' memory of the sequel is the trailer that first introduced it to the world at E3 2005. There was no gameplay on display at all. Instead, Sony opted for a completely pre-rendered demo that was meant to replicate gameplay. It looked better than anything else that had been released up to that point, and set the bar so high that the actual game couldn't even come close. No Man's Sky VGX 2013 trailer. When No Man's Sky was first announced, it was thought to be the game that would be the perfect space exploration simulator. With an infinite galaxy for players to explore, what more could you ask for? But in reality, No Man's Sky is actually a repetitive survival game that was not nearly as ambitious as it was promised to be at launch. The game has gotten better, but it still hasn't become what we thought it would be based on the beautiful trailer we first saw in 2013. Dead Island reveal trailer. Dead Island is about crafting bizarre weapons and using them to decapitate hordes of the undead. It's all about swinging wildly as you attempt to tear your way through streets and buildings teeming with zombies. The reveal trailer for the game told a very different story. It wove a narrative of a family as they struggle to survive the zombie breakouts, but are inevitably consumed by it. It was poignant, emotional, and incredibly well made. The game itself wasn't bad by any means, it just didn't live up to these initial expectations. Lair announcement trailer. The concept for Lair is one that will immediately catch the attention of nearly any gamer. Riding a dragon into battle, lighting troops on fire, and engaging in dangerous battles in the sky were all promised. The only thing initial trailers didn't show was the control method. Using the PlayStation 3's built-in 6-axis motion controls was not the best way to steer a fire-breathing dragon. Gears of War Mad World trailer. When the world was introduced to the soldiers of Gears of War, the tone was not one of fist-bumping and chainsaw guns. Instead, the somber trailer was set to Gary Jules' Mad World, making it seem more like a desolate apocalyptic narrative than a rowdy game fueled by bullets, blood, and curses. Brink E3 2010 trailer. From the very beginning, it was clear that Brink was all about movement and mobility. The first trailer showed soldiers of varying sizes leaping and bounding over makeshift buildings, shooting at each other in style. The end product did feature parkour and competitive multiplayer, but neither was implemented very well, resulting in an uneven experience that was cooler on paper only. Final Fantasy XIII E3 2006 trailer. When Final Fantasy XIII was originally put on display in 2006, a whole 4 years before its release, the first trailer was all about action, quick combat, and epic battles. It seemed like the combat would be stepping away from the turn-based ATB systems that had dominated the series for years. This wasn't the case. The trailer was just edited in such a way that it highlighted the game's action more than anything else. Heavenly Sword E3 2005 trailer. It's not that the E3 2005 trailer for Heavenly Sword is bad, it just represents the game on a scale that it never fully realized. You do take on hordes of enemies and work to dispatch them quickly, but it never gets more epic than that. The massive armies and battles displayed in the trailer are never realized. Also, just like Killzone 2's trailer, this footage was also only pre-rendered. Alien Colonial Marines E3 2011 demo. The Alien franchise is known for its terrifying creatures and an overwhelming sense of dread. Alien Colonial Marines replicates this atmosphere for its first demo at E3 2011, making the game out to be a truly horrifying experience. The actual game is a subpar FPS that is not scary in the least. Just goes to show you shouldn't always trust first impressions. Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII is one of the most influential games of all time. It showed what the PlayStation was capable of and made RPGs much more popular in the West. It is hard to market turn-based RPGs, but the first trailer for Final Fantasy VII didn't try to explain what it was at all, instead highlighting its flashy visuals and high-fidelity cutscenes. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege E3 2014 demo. Multiplayer-only shooters are a dime a dozen now, but a couple of years ago they were still rising in popularity. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege stole E3 2014 with its jaw-dropping visuals and incredibly tactical gameplay. The two teams were neck and neck in the trailer, making for a nail-biting piece of footage. The actual game turned out to be much less intense with downgraded visuals. While the game is now in a much better state, the visuals are still nowhere close to its initial reveal. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands E3 2015 demo. Ubisoft's initial trailers tend to be a bit too ambitious. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands was no different. The footage revealed stunning visuals and awesome character models. However, the actual game featured downgraded visuals and awful character animations. The various tactics and outcomes shown in the trailer are possible in the final game, but they aren't nearly as fun or exciting. Elite Dangerous launch trailer. The launch trailer for Elite Dangerous showed off a frantic space combat, plenty of explosions, and non-stop action. The actual game was far less hectic. Elite Dangerous is a spaceship simulation, which means you do a lot of flying and making deliveries for intergalactic companies. It's less Ace Combat and more truck simulator in space. Tom Clancy's The Division E3 2013 reveal footage. When The Division was originally shown off, the game took the world by storm. Its beautiful graphics and attention to detail, coupled with the fast-paced combat and cooperative features, made it look like a new breed of game. The end result was an uninspired military shooter with downgraded visuals and an uninteresting world devoid of interesting characters, and multiplayer integration that wasn't nearly as enticing. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Bolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.